Wish girls.
I'm going to introduce you to Coke Studio Bangla again.
Okay.
There's so many songs from there that I loved that I just never, because like we did one, no, we did two, and then we went into like Pakistan. I think it's time to go back. There is a really nice song that I like that I think you would enjoy knowing who you are.
So this is from Bangladesh, not Bhangra, the type of music.
No, Bangla.
Bangla.
Bhangra. Okay, so this is Nodir Cool from season 2. Idris, Arnob. Arnob is like the musical director, I think, this entire kind of little series. He actually commented on my videos once.
Oh, wow.
A little hot.
That's when you know. Arnob said hi. I take it that Idris is not Idris Elba.
Yeah, no. Imagine.
In Bangladesh. He didn't happen to be there, you know.
Imagine there's a cameo from Idris
Elba.
Guys, good news. Bruce is back. My boy was sick for 10 days.
I'm alive.
How's that?
Was not something I would like to revisit anytime soon, but I'm very happy to be feeling better.
Well, I think this is the perfect kind of song for your newfound health and wealth. Health is wealth. It goes, so there's the whole right up here. So in Bangladesh, rivers are like quite a big part of their culture. You know, I think there's a lot of river systems, and so maybe their like culture kind of revolves around that. You know, like rivers are seen as quite intertwined with their daily lives. So here, I think it's almost used as a metaphor and
just like a practical thing, or like from a spiritual.
I think both. Practically, I think there's a lot of fishermen, and it helps sustain the thing. There obviously probably a lot of abundance probably comes from the rivers, but then there's through that there's probably some type of spiritual connection.
You never step in the same river twice.
Maybe you want to read that.
As inhabitants of this beautiful delta, our lives have been forever bound with rivers. For ages, rivers have given life as much as it has poised.
The fear of uncertainty.
Is the fear of uncertainty. Oh, that's where it went. But that's the beauty of Bangladesh. The beautiful string of emotion that binds us to the rivers is #real magic.
Oli Kobi Jashimuddin.
Jashimuddin.
Yeah.
Skillfully captures the essence of life in his writing.
So I'm assuming he's a poet. Yeah, his poetry.
His poetry feels like a countryside breeze that brings relief to the hardships and fatigue of city life. Oh, we could show you some of that.
Yeah.
Big city life in Joburg here. His deep knowledge of rural Bengal, acquired from childhood stories and the collection of folk tales, has resulted in the creation of timeless literary masterpieces in the form of songs and poetry. And then there is the enchanting melody of
Abasuddin.
Abasuddin.
Our Shurpaki.
Shuripaki. What is that like?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. The melody that resonates with the spirits of the Delta. When these two maestros come together, Nodir Kul reached an extraordinary pinnacle of its marvel.
So I think one of the things here is that all these songs, what I noticed from my journey with them is two poems put together. The way in which they do it here, you wouldn't tell, but I think it is. That's why I think they talked about Jashimuddin, the poet, and then they were talking about Abasuddin. But one might be the poetry, and then one might be like a modern version or something like that. We'll figure it out. Okay. We'll figure it out. The fusion of Kirtan and Batiyali feels inseparable, representing the traditional coexisting lifestyle of our community. The song has the ability to cross both time and borders, as Jalal's flute merges harmoniously with the clarinet of Idris, while Ripon, captivating voice sways in harmony with Arnob's composition and accompanying musicians. Okay.
Ooh.
I just want to make sure that this is recording, because the last time Bruce and I recorded,
There's no sound.
there was no sound.
It's like mine. You didn't have to take our word for it. That song was amazing.
You know, when the song is 9 minutes, it's gonna it's gonna hit. If you start crying, we'll just tell them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very emotive TV ad or something.
Studio Bangla, Season 2.
Hope there's subtitles. Oh. Oh, sound design.
Soundscapes.
ও নদীর কূলে না কিনার নাই রে আমি কোন কুল হতে কোন কুলে যাব কাহারে সুধাই রে আমি কোন কুল হতে কোন কুলে যাব কাহারে সুধাই রে নদীর কূলে নাই কিনার নাই রে
The reason I was smiling is because I can tell. Like, I forgot how good this was.
I was like, I'm getting emotional about a river. What is going on? I mean,
But
I
it's
know
a metaphor.
I know it's a metaphor,
Yeah.
but I was like, wow, this guy is speaking my heart, and he's talking about a river. You know, like why? You know, there's a song that with lyrics like "Someone left my cake out in the rain." That song always makes me want to cry, and it's so ridiculous because the lyrics are like "Someone left my cake out in the rain," and I don't think I can take it because it took so long to bake it, and I'll never find that recipe again. It's such silly lyrics, but that
Yeah.
song moves me. This is on another level.
Yeah.
I feel like I really feel for this guy
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm in my own little river here.
I love the blues, like the hues of the different blues, the soundscapes, you know, the water,
And his hair.
his hair.
Like,
He's so wild.
it's just
He feels so untamed. Even his
Yeah.
voice feels that way.
yeah.
নদীর কূলে নাই কিনার নাই রে
Breath control.
আমি কোন কুল হতে কোন কুলে যাব কাহারে সুধাই রে আমি কোন কুল হতে কোন কুলে যাব কাহারে সুধাই রে নদীর কূলে নাই
Wow.
ওপারে মেঘের ঘটা কোন কবি জলি ছটা মাঝে নদী বহে সাই সাই রে ওপারে মেঘের ঘটা কোন কবি জলি ছটা মাঝে নদী বহে সাই সাই রে আমি এই দেখিলাম সোনার ছবি আবার দেখি নাই রে আমি এই দেখিলাম সোনার ছবি আবার দেখি নাই রে নদীর কূলে না
Jeez.
কিনারে নাই রে
Even his voice has no end.
Mm.
Hey, it's like he's talking about the river, but his voice is effortlessly. It just has his breath capacity just goes on. He's got no
Yeah.
end, and he's got this smile on his face. I would be. I mean, I sang for years, and I would have been out of breath. And
think-
this guy is just like, where is the air coming from?
I don't know what this is making me feel. It's almost like I've watched this before. I reacted to this before, but you know how like time can change you?
Yeah,
You know, like you watch something previously and then you watch it again
but you're a different
and
person.
it's a different person. And like at that point in my life, I remember feeling very much like, you know, someone out at sea and there's no land in sight and I'm just there like wishing that, you know, I would like see something and have a destination point. And then whereas now in my life I kind of have more of a destination point, and so you know, like I understand the other side to this, where it's like this belief and like knowing that you can flow with the river and that the river will take you. Yeah.
I find it quite emotional when he says, "I have no one to ask the
Yeah.
way," you know, which that's what I've been struggling with over the past few weeks. Has been, you know, I just want to ask someone's advice, you know, or I probably, you know, even my dad's, but he's no longer here with us. And then another thing that really strikes me about this is we're busy trying to crack a few campaign ideas. We both work in advertising. And what's so nice about this is the metaphor is so simple. You know, sometimes, like as a writer, I want to get so like creative.
You know, throw like 10 metaphors at you
Yeah,
at once
exactly.
instead of just one.
And, you know, the simple metaphor of a river, which some people might think is overly simplistic or something, but it is so powerful. It just makes me think like sometimes we overthink things. Sometimes less is more.
You know, he was like, the clouds clot in might, and it's actually very overcast today. I'm kind of imagining,
Yeah, great.
you know, like those clouds are like clotting together, and there's not even a ray of sunshine for him, you know, and he's like on this river, and he's like, I don't even see a ray of sunshine. And I think he said he glanced one, but then he blinked, and then it was out of sight. And I think in life that can sometimes happen to you. Like you go through these days where you have a little bit of happiness, but then the clouds come together again, and you're like, oh wait, where's that ray of sun that I just saw? And you're always waiting for that like little.
Will it ever come back? Because
Yeah.
it's easy sometimes to believe when it's been dark and grey for long enough. Like maybe it's never coming back, but it always does.
Yeah, well, hopefully. In the song. That's Arnob, the musical director. Wow.
Wow. Jeez. I love it.
নদীর পানি ঢেউ করে হানাহানি ভাঙায় তরণী তবু বাইরে বিষম নদীর পানি ঢেউ করে হানাহানি ভাঙায় তরণী তবু বাইরে
Wow. I love the synth in the background. Quack, 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 quack. Oh, wow.
বিষম নদীর পানি ঢেউ করে হানাহানি ভাঙায় তরণী তবু বাইরে বিষম নদীর পানি ঢেউ করে হানাহানি ভাঙায় তরণী তবু বাইরে আমার বকুলের কুল দয়াল আল্লাহর জলি লেখা বাইরে আমার বকুলের কুল দয়াল আল্লাহর জলি লেখা বাইরে
Sorry. I was just like, I was just taken aback by how all of these people are so, everyone has their little thing that they're doing. And it's just this like, I'm going to call it a wave for the sake of the metaphor.
Yeah.
It's like this bowl of like a, I feel like a tsunami is about to hit.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like
about
the
to-
river is bursting its banks.
We're about to get like hit by some heavy emotion. I'll just
Yeah.
go a bit back.
নদীর কূলে নাই কিনারে নাই রে আমি কোন কুল হতে কোন কুলে যাব কাহারে সুধাই রে আমি কোন কুল হতে কোন কুলে যাব কাহারে সুধাই রে নদীর কূলে
Wow.
নাই কিনারে নাই রে
This is captivating.
Ah,
I love that.
real magic indeed.
Wow.
Ah, I just blissed out.
Yeah.
This is like the soundtrack to the advice go with the flow.
Yeah.
I have an interesting story to tell you about clarinet players. So I've got a friend who was in the Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra playing cello, and then another friend who plays, I think, the trumpet here in the Joburg Philharmonic. And in orchestras, there's this joke about clarinet players that they are the most crazy or the most eccentric
Yeah.
because there's something apparently about the pressure to the brain
Oh.
because it's so difficult to maintain that.
Yes.
So they always joke apparently in orchestras that the clarinet player is usually the most eccentric or crazy, but he was so into that clarinet and so serious,
Aye.
whereas the flautist was like
Yeah.
flipping out. He was just having
That
such a
last
contagious, like, good time with that flute.
that last 20 or 30 seconds, whatever it was, like I just felt this sense of I don't even know what, just absolute, just
Bliss.
yeah. I wouldn't say bliss, like it was just more like everything will be fine.
Oh,
Like it's all
Smooth.
okay. Yeah, it's all okay. It's amazing. Music, man.
Yeah.
Music. I needed
Yes.
this. I really needed that.
yeah, me too.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
These guys, I feel like the production of this is just so it's not like glitz and glamour, you know, like they could easily have like it was so maintained. It was so simple. You know, just like a blue light, singular singer on stage. The one guy just with the water.
Very toned down.
Very toned down, but so much more impactful. I feel like if you went too far with like your stage design and adding like a dancer that looks like water,
Yeah,
and
would have detracted.
yeah, it's like it focused you, and
Even the costumes were very like beige with just these like wraps with tassels. No one was really styled or dressed in a way to Although
That's
the
a good
lead
point.
singer, he was very magnetizing.
yeah,
I mean, he looked like he was in a state of transcendence.
yeah.
Very contagious.
I always
feeling.
think of artists sometimes as conductors, almost like you're absorbing the muse at times. Like you can just get caught in and it like fills you with this energy, and you then produce it to the world.
like a vessel or a
Yeah.
conduit.
A conduit, yeah.
Beautiful.
Maybe the toned down dressing as well is kind of like, because I know they were talking about rural Bangladesh, probably like, I'm sure this poem came out. I wouldn't put it past like, 100 years ago, maybe even more.
It feels
And maybe
timeless.
like, maybe that was an ode to like the river people in a sense, who I'm sure probably just wore very plain clothing. Maybe there's a bit of that, I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel very I think at the beginning I was a bit more
Yeah.
and now I'm just a bit more like centered and calm. Sure. Bangladesh Cook Studio Band. Well, anything else you want to add?
Mhm. That was good.
We'll go back to our desks now. and,
Yeah. Back to work.
Cool. Thank you for the love. Keep the recommendations coming. 1,000 subscribers.
Woohoo!
Maybe 10,000 one day. Maybe we'll travel to Bangladesh one day.
Oh my goodness, how amazing would that be? Sure.
I would love to do that kind of stuff. Like travel somewhere, eat the food.
Watch something like this live.
Yes, watch something like
I
this.
think I would
live.
jump out of my skin. I think it's so beautiful via technology. If I saw this in the flesh, I think I would spontaneously collapse or something, or like drown in my own tears or something.
Well, if you guys know of any performances coming up in the year, let's give it 2025.
Yeah.
End of 2025. Never know. Bruce and Salim might come to Bangladesh. Cool. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the
Thanks,
reaction.
everyone.
Peace.
Cheers.